You know, normally I like to just kind of speed through the setup process, but let's take a close look at everything that we got here. This is my first look and also my first yellow E-moto. And I wore a yellow shirt to celebrate. Okay, so we got some pegs, some mounts, some tools, and of course a manual. So let's set that aside for now. And right here, I'm guessing that this is going to be our charger. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's like banana yellow. That's awesome. Never had a yellow E-moto before. Really excited about that. Got a number plate. That's more like it. Hey, check that out. T for Tim. Side plastics. Dang, this thing is crazy. All right, let's rotate this for better visibility. Let's clip some zip ties. Keys. Display. Front tire. Throttle and brakes. Broke the handlebars free. What else we got? I'm gonna have to get a close-up of these brakes. They are massive. Bigger than my Talaria. There's the front tire with a massive rotor. Doesn't say the millimeters on it, but I'd guess 180 maybe. Maybe 210. All right, let's take a close look at what we need to do. We need to mount this peg here. The rear shock has a nice mud guard there, but we need to mount that. Obviously, it's not attached. Look at this huge kickstand. This thing feels overbuilt. This peg is already mounted. I was confused earlier when I was unboxing stuff because I only saw one peg in there. I was like, oh no, they forgot it. But for some reason, one's mounted, one isn't. We got to set up the handlebars here and obviously the front tire. What else we got? Looks like some stuff came unplugged or, you know, shipped unplugged. So I got to figure that out as well. But this thing is sturdy. All right, let's work on the front tire. Looks like we're given plenty of tools here. You know, being an E-moto review channel, you sure do get a lot of leftover tools. And a nice ratchet strap. Looks like we got our spacers. There's two spacers for the wheels. My guess is that they were in the right order on this axle here. So we'll just keep note of that. But I think that's our axle. This is always the fun part. But yeah, look at these massive brakes. So mounting wheels is always fun. It's easier to have two people, and by fun I mean sarcastic, but yeah, I didn't give myself a ton of room, but I'm already in it. So let's see here. The brake's gonna go on the left side. Here's my axle, and I actually have some of this Park Tool grease that I'm gonna throw on the axle here. Just a little bit. Smaller spacer goes on the right side. Let's get this at least on this side here first. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now from this side, I'll get the spacer lined up with this other side of the, there we go. Whoops, a little too far. I think we're good. Got the tire on. The wheel, and where did my bolt go? Right there under the tire. We'll just tighten this up. That's as far as I can get it hand tightening. So now let's work on the handlebars. So all those components aren't flopping around. Here's the handlebar mounts. There's 2 of them. And it looks like they just fit into either hole there. And you mount them from the bottom. It's kind of interesting when you unbox a bunch of bikes, the different bits of assembly that each company has you do. So far the setup's been super easy. And of course we will want to tighten this with an Allen wrench. And I think it's the biggest one here. Does this say what this one is millimeter wise? Probably like a 6. That feels good on that one. Super stoked on the yellow color. It's like flashy, but not too flashy. The last one I did was orange. And that was a really nice color too. I swear I did not plan my outfit to match this bike. I forgot that it was even yellow. Super easy to mount these handlebars. I'll get these hand tightened for now so I can still adjust them. I think we're good there. I think I'm good on that handlebar placement. So I'll just tighten these. One thing to always remember, tighten your handlebars in a crisscross pattern. Also, I'm sure the manual has some torque preferences on these, but I'll just hand tighten for now because I don't even know if I have it in the right spot until I actually sit on the bike. So I just want them secure and out of the way. Okay, it's good for now. All right, let's get this display mounted up. It's just like a hinge bracket, so should be quick and easy, and they left a little gap there for it, so I assume that's where it should go. I like the position of that mount. I ended up mounting it all the way on the inside. Now let's deal with these, again, massive brakes here. Looks like they mount right into those brackets there on the inside. We'll remove the, oh man, I probably squeezed the brakes way too tight. Oh shoot. We have to remove this preserve there. Okay, there we go. That slides right over the rotor. I think we just screw these right in. Pretty simple. And they give us a wrench to tighten these down. It's this little 8mm wrench. We'll get these tightened down just enough, but we still want a little bit of play. And then we'll squeeze the right brake and then tighten it even more, and that should help us get our brake pads centered on the rotor seat. Well, yeah, there's a little play left still. So we'll squeeze the brake and just tighten this the best we can. We'll lift it and spin it and see. Let's see. Yeah, that feels good. And then you just route the brake line through here. This is where it'd be nice to have 2 people. Tighten that up the best we can. I think we're good there. Let's mount the rear shock. Should be pretty easy. I'm gonna grease this up too. Might as well. Helps with dirt and grime. I'll use the bag to help spread it. Just lift the tire here. Lift it into place. There we go. Come on. And does this just flap like that? That seems a little weird. Let's reveal this shock. Nice little coil over rear shock there. All right, let's get it off of the bike stand and see it on its own. There it is, all on its own. So now that we have it off the bike stand, let's see what my stance is on it. I'm 5'9", and it just feels like a little pit bike. Again, I've ridden one of these before, and it's a ton of fun. But it's meant to be, you know, kind of mini. The recommended size for this, I think, is like just over 5 feet up to 6'2". So, you know, you can be a bigger rider on this thing, but feels like a little mobber. Of course, still have some stuff to do on it. Gonna get the plastics on it, plug in the battery, get that charging, and we will go for a rip real soon. So it looks like you can use the keys to take the seat off. Says this bag contains the rear shock absorber screw and keys, but I swear that screw is the exact same one that I just screwed in that was in the other bag, so maybe that's an extra. I'll investigate that, but here's the key. Oh yeah, check that out. This allows you to get to the battery. So here's where you have access to the battery. It looks like you can unscrew this bracket to remove the battery. So like, I like to take my batteries inside in the winter time. Here's the battery plug. We'll wait to plug that in just a minute, but that's how you do it. Just plug it in right there. All right, let's get the number plate installed. But first, look at that headlight. This thing's sweet. I wonder if there's like brights or if all three light up, but that looks way cool. And then the number plate is cool too, because it's like totally 90s colors with that pink and orange and yellow, the era that I grew up in. Nice. Installing the plastics is pretty self-explanatory. One word to the wise is to actually install the headlight to the front plate. As you can see, I'm taking it off and putting it back on. And then once it's connected to the front plate, then install the front plate. It connects to the front fender, then you screw the front fender into the front forks. And setting up the foot peg is super easy as well. You just have to be mindful of the spring position. So quick close up, this is the spring. The narrow part of the spring goes over the top of the bracket, and then this goes over the top of the peg arm, and that's what gives you your spring in the peg there. But we're all set up. I think all I have left are some plastics, and then charging it up and taking it for a ride. Then you just screw the side plastics into the frame by lifting up the seat, bolting in 2 bolts. Okay, while we're here, I want to show you how to remove the battery. So that's what this socket's for. Gotta go counterclockwise, there we go. And you gotta remove this bracket. They had it in here super tight, probably mostly for shipping. And while we're talking about the battery, it is a 52 volt, 30 amp hour battery. So they say it should get a range of around 50 miles. I'm sure that's on some sort of eco setting, but looks like we got some wires in the way, but yeah, there we go. Battery is out. And there it is, all set up. The Tasaca T500 V58, 52 volt, 30 amp hour little pit bike e-moto. Let's do a cold start. See if this thing starts up. I got the battery all plugged in. Looks like we got some charge. So let's get this bike all charged up and take it for a rip. Oh yeah, and remember when I was stoked on the orange colors? Well, that was just a decal protector. But what do you think of the yellow and black color scheme? I'm personally a fan. I did not mean to match this bike. So I thought you could only charge it under the seat, but as I took a closer look, there's actually a charge port right here as well. So super handy in that you can charge it in both spots. And this charger is a 58.8 volt, 4 amp charger. So from 0 to 100%, 30 amp hours, we're looking at around 7 hours to charge. I just wanted to throw this video together to show you how easy it is to set up the Tasaca T500 V58. I'm going to link my full setup, ride, and review video at the end of this one, so be sure to check that out. Also, if you go to tasacasport.com and use the code SESSION at checkout, you're going to get $200 off an already awesomely priced e-moto. Details in the description below. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button. Comment down below, let me know what you think about the Tasaca T500 V58. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button. Have a great rest of your day.